Once the copper coil has been immersed in the silver nitrate solution for about 24 hours, you're going to notice lots and lots of fine silver crystals have formed. And our goal is to collect all of that silver and clean it with the day 2 procedure. For the day 2 procedure, you will need a clean 100 milliliter beaker, a stir rod, and a plastic spatula or scoop is also helpful. I'm going to try to carefully remove the copper coil, keeping the silver on the copper coil, transferring the silver into the clean beaker. Now I may not be able to do that, so let's see how that goes. Yeah, so this will probably happen to you as well. You may lose some silver in the first beaker, which is fine. We're just going to want to get it transferred over to our rinse beaker. We want to take a distilled water bottle and rinse any of that silver down into our collection beaker. And a good strong stream will remove most of that silver. And I can try some scraping as well for any bits of silver that don't want to cooperate. You may also notice some black material. That's probably some silver sulfide, or perhaps some corrosion on the copper. I'm going to go ahead and rinse that silver down into the beaker. So I've got a good bit of silver collected here, but there's quite a bit left over in the initial beaker as well. So what I do, I'm going to set my copper coil aside, and I'm going to decant the solution here. Now, it's blue today because copper ions are now dissolved in solution. It could be that there's some unreacted silver nitrate there, so I do want to wear gloves for today's procedure. To decant, you want to take a stirring rod and lay it in the spout of the beaker and carefully and slowly pour the liquid into a waste beaker or waste cup. And that's what I'll show in this step. Hold it like this. And slowly pour the liquid. The stir rod can help direct the liquid and also keep any solid from running out of the beaker. And now I can take the silver and put it in with the other. If it doesn't want to dump out, I can use my scoop. I can also give a little rinse. Give it a swirl and pour it in. Now I have a good bit of silver in the beaker, and we're going to go through a few cycles of decanting, so carefully pouring off the liquid and rinsing. And again, this all goes into your waste cup or beaker. So you may lose some silver in these decanting steps. It's inevitable, but our goal is to try to keep as much of those silver particles in the beaker. And I can see some silver is pouring. Hopefully I've captured some of those on the stir rod, so I can rinse that down into the beaker and maybe at least save a few of those silver particles. Now I want to add some additional distilled water for cleaning. The procedure says about 20 milliliters, and there is a 20 milliliter mark on my beaker. And I'll let that settle for a minute or two. I can gently swirl it, but I don't want to disturb too much of the silver. And then I can decant and rinse 2 more times. So at this point, we can kind of spread the silver out on the bottom of your beaker and go to the drying oven. One other item to take care of on the day 2 procedure is to take your copper wire and clean it. So there will be an acetone beaker or container of some type. We're just going to dip the copper coil in the acetone, swish it around a little bit, and then let it dry. So the acetone needs to be kept in a sealed container because it is very volatile, meaning it evaporates very easy, and it is flammable, so you want to be careful with it. So you can just take your copper coil, swish it in the acetone a bit, close it back up, and then let it dry. You'll want to get the mass remaining in the copper and check that against your BCA chart. One other important note is any liquid that you've decanted in the lab should go to the class waste beaker. Once your silver has had time to dry in the drying oven, you will see that it will look shiny. And the last step of the lab is getting this transferred to a container that you can keep and measuring the mass of silver produced.